What's up, traders? Today we're looking at one rocket that just exploded over 111% in aftermarket action. That's $ENSC. And we're breaking down exactly why it's moving. Plus 4 other top movers that just made our daily scan. Stay tuned. Today we scanned over 12,000 stocks across the market. And after market session gave us 5 rockets that made the cut. These aren't your everyday movers. We're talking massive percentage gains, relative volume at 2.0x and beyond, and small floats that can really move. Let's dig into each one and see where the best entry and target levels are. Alright, let's start with number 1. $ENSC. This one's got a monster score of 62 out of 100. And right now it's trading at 53.4 cents. Up 111.2% on nearly 65 million shares of volume. That's 2.0x relative volume. Which means this thing is moving on serious buying pressure. Float is tight at just 7.4 million shares. So less supply means more room to run. No specific catalyst has been reported. But the volume is speaking loud. Where look? Oh, king for a quick runner. Next up is $Fuse. 57 out of 100 score. Currently at $1.23. Up 56.9% with massive volume of 116 million shares at 2.0x relative volume. The 23.2 million float is bigger than ENSC. But the volume here is even more aggressive. Which tells us there's strong institutional or smart money accumulation. Again, no specific news catalyst. But this volume spike is the catalyst. Entry is at $1.23. First target $1.31. And P at $1.15. Third on today's scan is $FGMC. Score of 50. Trading at $13.75. Up 65.7%. Volume is 2.3 million shares on a 1.0x relative volume. So while it's not as aggressive as ENSC or Fuse, the 8.2 million float is super tight. Lower volume but tighter float creates interesting dynamics. Entry at $13.75. First target $16.50. And if this breaks out it could really run to $20.63. Stop is at $11.69 if we're wrong on direction. Fourth row. E wrong on direction. Fourth rocket. $BLZE. 44 out of 100 score. Trading $18.27. Up 33.2%. We've got 8.1 million shares of volume at 2.0x relative volume. And a 48 million float. This is a bigger float. So the move is more sustainable but potentially slower. Entry $18.27. First target $18.85. And secondary target at $27.41. This one's got runway. Stop at $16.20. And rounding out today's top 5. $SDST. Also 44 out of 100 SC. And rounding out today's top 5. $SDST. Also 44 out of 100 score. Trading 67.5 cents. Up 25.1% on 52.7 million shares at 2.0x relative volume. The 8.5 million float is tight. And we're seeing good volume accumulation here. Entry at 67.54 cents. First target 67.57 cents. Interesting that these targets are so tight. And secondary target at 74 cents. Stop at 62.16 cents. This one could be a lower risk continuation play if momentum holds. Here's what to watch for tomorrow. First, Confirmation of volume. If we see these movers continue to sustain 2.0x relative volume or higher into tomorrow's pre-market, that's a green light for continuation. Second, watch for any news catalysts. These 5 moved on volume alone today, but any company announcements tomorrow could either confirm the move or reverse it. Third, pay attention to the tight floats on ENSC and FGMC. Smaller floats can mean faster reversals, so manage that risk. And finally, monitor the break of second targets. If any of these hit their first targets and hold, the second targets become very realistic intraday moves. Tomorrow's pre-market will tell us a lot about whether this momentum is here to stay. Every day we scan 12,000 plus stocks to find the biggest pre-market rockets before they explode. Subscribe and hit the bell so you catch tomorrow's movers first. See you then. Want the full breakdown of today's scan data, real-time alerts, and a complete trading education? Head over to TDVW.com and get in on the rockets before they launch. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.